In this lecture, we're going to be using switch statements, which is another conditional, another way of doing if something happens, then something happens type stuff. And we're going to be printing things out the console when we bump into things and do this kind of rocket gymnastics we're doing here at the moment. So let's get started. First things first, if your wife, like my wife, has come into the room and said, "What is that terrible sound? Can you please turn it down a little bit?" and you've identified that maybe the rocket boost is a little bit loud and annoying after people in the other room have had to listen to it for a while, then you can click on your player rocket, find the audio source, and you can turn down the volume in here if you want to, say, 0.2. You could have, of course, in the game window, you can go and find the mute button just here. But in general, it's good practice to turn the audio down. Sometimes it's just too loud and you play a game. You play a game jam game and, "Oh, play my game," and then you play it and the audio is just so crazy loud. So that's something you can fiddle with in there. So anyway, we've turned the volume down. That's step one. Step two, I want to talk to you again about tags. And we've talked about tags in previous projects we've worked on. If I'm in the scene view, if I click on, say, the object I'm starting on here, this launch pad platform, and I scroll up and I find the tag, I could tag this as something that we say is friendly. So let's add a tag there, actually. Let's click on the untagged bit and then add tag. And we will click on where it says list is empty, click plus. I'm going to create friendly with an uppercase F, friendly, and save that as a tag. The next tag I want is a tag for our finishing launching pad, the one that we reach and we say, "Oh, you finished the level." Now, we don't need to create one of those. If we try to create it and save it, it won't save because there is already a tag called finish, which we'll get to and set that up shortly. There's already one there that we can use, which is great. And then for fun, so we've got a third thing. I'll create a little object that I'll pretend is fuel for now. We probably won't implement this, but we'll use this so we can check out our tag system. So right click, create a 3D object, just a little sphere, and we'll pop that in our world. Make sure it's on the 0 on the Z so we can actually bump into it. Move it a little bit to the right. And I will just create another tag. So add tag plus, and we'll call this fuel. Now let's go tag our things. Click on our initial launchpad, tag that as friendly. It means it's not going to hurt us. Find the finish launchpad and tag that as finish. I keep thinking that it's someone from Finland, but that's not the case. It's a finish launchpad. And this little orb here that is a bit of a placeholder, we'll tag that as fuel, just so we've got something there. And the paradigm we're going for is if you bump into these exceptions, then do a particular thing. If you bump into anything else, then explode. So it's sometimes easier to do that way. Find a couple of exceptions and make a rule for that. All the other things like this object and that object and that object, we don't need a tag for. It's just you bump into that and kaboom. Next up, let's get ourselves ready for some of this collision. So jump in the scripts folder, right click, create a new mono behavior script that we will call collision handler. I'm using 2 L's in there, collision. I'm using it because I think it's got 2 L's. I'm not saying that's correct, but I think collision does have 2 L's. And let's drag collision handler onto the player rocket because that is the thing that we want to have looking after collision. It's the rocket saying, "Did I bump into this? Did I bump into that? Did I bump into the other?" So collision handler will be on the player rocket. Let's open up the collision handler script. I'm going to get rid of start and update. I don't need those at the moment. Everything else looks hunky-dory. Right, now, we could use an if-else statement to do what we're about to do, but I want to take the opportunity to teach you switch statements because they're kind of handy and it gives you an extra piece of knowledge and an extra tool in your programming toolkit. So let's talk about switch statements. Switch statements are conditionals similar to our if-else statements we've been using. They allow us to compare a single variable. And remember, variables can change or they vary. That's why they're called variables. And we can compare our variable to a series of constants, so things that don't change or have a constant value. For example, that wasn't a good reveal. For example, our tag. So if we've got something tagged as finish, over here, it's always finish. It's a constant. This thing over here is always the, the launch pad. It's always friendly. So we're comparing a variable to constants. In our case, we're going to be comparing what we collide with our list of tags. Here's the syntax we use for switch statements. Let me get my little laser pointer here so I can zip around the screen. We start off with the word switch, and then we note the variable to compare. In our case, we're going to be comparing to our on collision value, which we'll write that up in a moment, and then we start with the word case, then we put in whatever the value is going to be. So for example, friendly, then we say what action to take. For example, debug.log something to the screen, and then we use the word break with semicolon to show that we're done. That's the end of case number 1, or the first case. And then we do the same for the second case. For example, case, and then it could be a value of fuel in here, and so on. And we can use the default keyword for a catch-all, kind of like the everything else situation, then do these particular things. So before I give you a challenge, let's just do one thing in here to give you context. We've got rid of our start and update. We're going to add on collision enter. And within our on collision enter, just tidy up that there. We know that we're returning, or we're getting access to, the thing that we bumped into. That will be this value we contain within other. So we know we're bumping into something here. And the way we access other is using, I'm just going to give you a hint here because we've got a challenge coming up. So I want to give you this hint, is other.gameObject.tag. That's how we access it. This is only a little bit of code. You need to add more things around this, but I wanted to put that in there to say this will be the value that is contained within that, which is the value of the thing we bumped into, which is the name of the tag, basically. Okay, there's enough context building. I've got a challenge for you. It's to print our different collision situations using a switch statement, print to the console, different messages based upon what we have collided into. Remember that our collision tag returns a string. String requires the quotation marks. And as I mentioned already, our variable will be other.gameObject.tag, which I've dropped into our script already as a little bit of a hint. And a reminder of the switch syntax, so you've got it top of mind. Here it is just here. I've gone and given you one more clue. I've written how you would write the friendly case, for example, in here. And then the other things like replacing action to take and what our other cases are, etc., is all up to you. So there's the syntax, there's the challenge. Pause the video. I'll see you back here when you're done. Rightio. Well, we've already got so much of our structure in here already. I'm going to start with the keyword switch, and then we're using other.gameObject.tag. Now we need to say what's going to happen within the curly braces here if we've got this switch statement happening. Well, our first case is friendly, and remember, we've got to spell it exactly the same. It's one of the downsides of string references. You've got to get it exactly right, or else Unity is going to be very upset with you. We need the word case, and then just friendly in our quotation marks, and then colon. It's not a semicolon because it's saying, now this is what you do. I'm going to indent one bit, debug.log. We'll print something to the screen. If it's friendly, it's like everything is looking good. Boo. Okay, and then semicolon because that's our statement. Now we need break to say we're done with case number 1. Let's do case number 2. So case, this time it will be finish. Not the nationality, but the event. And we're going to say debug.log. What are we doing in here? We're going to say finish. You're all done. Welcome to our country. I'm going to keep doing that joke because I love it. And then we need break again. Finally, we'll do a case which is fuel. Don't know if we're going to be using fuel, but I just wanted to put in there so we can do our switch statement with 3 things. Debug.log. And then here, why did you pick me up? I'm not in this game. You love it when you laugh at your own jokes, even if they're dumb. And we do break at the end there. Now, just for fun, we'll do our default. And our default doesn't need any situation, doesn't need any anything in the quotation marks. It's just default straight up. It's basically saying for everything else, so there's not an actual case to put in there. For everything else, we're going to debug.log you crashed. Dummy. Okay. And then one last break. So there we go. That's our switch statement. It's nice and clean. You can see that, or that does that, this does that does that. Cool. String reference, we don't like it a lot, but you can play around with this and see whether you like it and how it works, which is pretty handy. Save that up, back over into Unity. We've got the player rocket does have that component, it's got the collision handler script on it. Yes, it does down there. Cool. Now click on play. We need to make sure our console is visible. Everything's looking good because I'm on the launch. That's great. The the friendly. Bump into something I shouldn't. Bam, you crashed, dummy, into the fuel. Boop. Why'd you pick me up? I'm not in this game. I'm not actually fuel. And the last one, bop, just there. Well done. Welcome to our country. Welcome to a finish. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? Finish is the person, not the country. Anyway, so there we go. We've used our switch statement to create some conditions, create some code, and to have things happen when things happen in our game. There we go. There's switch statements. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.